Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Anime Hour. My name is Lou from LouTalksAnime, and with me today is the #1 brotaku, Dakota Broskie. Dakota, say what's up.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Dakota Broskie from Dakota Broskie Anime TV, here again for another week of fun podcast talking. We might hurt you with our topics. Will we offend you on your favorite show? With us today is X to Serve Gene from Anime Appraisal.
That's going way back. Way back. My original name, X to Serve Jeans. Though now I go by Gene and I'm from Anime Appraisal. So hello everybody. It's been a while.
I had to bring that old card back.
Oh yes you did. Oh, you dealt that card.
Dude, all right, so like a few weeks ago, I wrote a post about, Pataku ending and it being like, 2 or 3 years since it ended. Mm-hmm. And going back through those old episodes, I forgot that you went by that name. And I was like, holy shit, man.
It's out
Hey
there.
guys, welcome to the Anime Hour. We have X to Serve Jeans, D-Bar anime reviews, and Sitting by the Window reviews.
Oh my God.
All here to talk about anime.
Oh, I remember Sitting by the Window.
Gene,
I remember that, Lou.
Can I tell you that you're the reason why I watched Welcome to the NHK?
Really?
Yeah,
Aww.
And it's my favorite anime, so thank you so much.
It's so great. It's funny you brought that up because I was looking at some I was like, okay, it's overdue to read some comments that have happened over the past couple years, and someone brought up the NHK and they were saying how the NHK is cursed because everybody who reviews the NHK disappears, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of dark.
I'm still here.
Really dark.
What's up?
You might be the only one that's not cursed. You're special in some way.
I'm the final one standing.
Oh my
as the
God,
curse slowly
but
takes over my body.
It's so crazy because I've known you guys from way back too, and I just finished episode 0, which is why I love podcasts, because I just went for a 2-mile walk while I was listening to episode 0, and I was listening to what you guys were talking about, how you got into anime, and it was just so fun. And then you brought up Yokorama, and oh my God, me and Yokorama were we were buddies back in 2010, back when it all started, back when For Never World was still out there, me and Yokorama, I still remember that.
I mean, he's out here now, maybe not for the best ways, but he's out here.
But to bring it back to Yoku, he actually commented on episode 0, and you sent me a text out of nowhere, holy shit, Yoku commented on our shit. And actually, when I saw the comment and I saw that he had subscribed to the channel, I sent screenshots to Aaron and Dodger, and I'm like, look who the fuck is alive.
I was like, yo, guess who's doing more
That's
for
crazy.
this podcast than he is for his own.
Oh my God. But you brought that up, and just it was a big nostalgia kick for me. It was just the good old days.
Yeah.
We could talk about so many things.
We gotta go
There's
back.
so many things to talk about.
The old Gene versus Holden episodes, and the old I'm a friends with you guys first, but I'm a hardcore fanboy second. I used to nerd out on all that Pataku shit, that good shit.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all good. You still can. It's still out there.
It's true.
It's
It's on more available platforms than we are right now.
Yes, it is. I need to
We need to get on
our
that
shit on iTunes and all that. No, Subtitle Anime reached out to me. He's like, hey man, if you need help setting everything up to iTunes and Google Play and all that shit, to let me know, because the thing is that he does podcasting. He has this Miami Heat podcast, and I think it's called Miami Heat Beat or something like that. But so he's super professional with that shit. So I don't know. He lives a few blocks from me, so I'm asking him to swing through and help me out.
Damn, that's pretty lucky. That's like me and Brooks, where we found out we live an hour away from each other when I lived in Utah.
Yeah, no, I remember that interaction. It was hilarious. You're like, holy shit, you live where?
I was like, you live in Salt Lake City? And he goes, yeah, I live in technically this out part of Salt Lake City. I'm like, fucker, I'm on the way right now.
So, Gene.
Shout out to the Ice Bucket Challenge, by the way, Gene.
I know.
Man, memories. So, Gene.
Like a trooper.
Yeah. I cut you off, Lou. What was up?
No, I was gonna say, Gene, tell us like where you've been. You know, like the last time I heard from you was an episode of Anime no Yume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know.
And then after that, well, I did do another podcast. I did one with Gar and Joey and Aki Dearest. And then, I don't know, I tried to make a couple videos, but YouTube has just changed in so many ways. And it's just, I had to adapt differently if I really want to be creative the same way that I used to be. But really, I think another thing that really set me back was also, again, like something that you said in episode 0, like you took the words right out of my mouth, Lou, when you were saying that you've never been really consistent with anime when you got into anime. So for me, I was consistent for 4 years straight, and that was when I started YouTube and when I was doing Pataku. That was me consistent watching at least 4 anime series a month and being as updated as possible in what I could do to talk about them. And then I started to change where I didn't really want to watch airing anime anymore. And I'm not really into watching airing anime as much as I used to be. So I went to a point where I went like a full year without watching anything. Like I took a complete break from anime. And then in 2016, I maybe watched like 2 or 3 series in the whole year. And then last year, I've picked it back up and I've watched about like 10. So I'm at a point right now where I'm watching like at least 2 or 3 a season. Like I'm watching anime, but I'm not at a point where, like, due to lifestyle changes and all that, where I can really watch it as much as I used to and be as like engulfed in the anime community as much as I used to or as much as I want to. So like really that's just what it's been. It's just been like life and lifestyle that makes you, you know, enjoy your hobbies in certain ways at certain times.
You know, I kind of get where you're coming from, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Where you're at right now, it seems like you're focusing on stuff that you enjoy in terms of like anime. Because like when we were all binge watchers that used to like really be in the shit, I guarantee we watched a lot of things that we wouldn't watch now.
Yes. That's for sure.
It's more about the quality of what we're watching as opposed to the quantity of it.
Which I can't wait to talk about, like, our real topic today because
and then there's real,
so relatable.
And then there's me, who is anime's bitch.
I know, but, like, even you had a point in your life where you didn't really deal with anime at all, and that it's just, I went through that point, and that's where I kind of disappeared. And then I've just been like slowly around, like
you were
I
just
said
like
before,
Kamino.
lurking in the shadows.
You were just like Kamino when he lost everything. He won, but he like left,
God.
And he's just cracking open rocks, and he's just hanging out in the background.
I'm gonna reach the heavens.
And then one day there's gonna be a remake of it, or a continuation for no whatever reason, and you gotta come back in. I'm calling it now. Gurren Lagann's gonna get some kind of stupid ass fucking reboot.
Listen, Fruits Basket gets it, so...
Holy shit, yes. Speaking of our topic, we are having the hard-hitting, the real, intense thing of anime. The most straightforward and hard-to-watch genre of anime, which is romance.
Wait,
Dakota, you brought up Fruits Basket. Can I confess?
She brought it up.
Whoa.
Gene, you brought up...
Confess what?
Dakota?
Yes.
Gene?
Yes.
Can you guess what I have to confess?
You haven't watched Fruits Basket, have you?
I haven't watched Fruit Basket.
Oh my god, Lou.
I'm not the only one that gets to do that this time. It's awesome.
Wait.
I have a story. I have a story about that.
Not very long story because you haven't watched it.
It's brief. I was dating a girl. This was like 10 years ago, right? And we started talking about anime, and she wouldn't shut the fuck up about Fruits Basket. And it was just a constant thing, and it got really annoying. And then I just stopped talking to her.
I feel like she was like the what do you call it? It's the Naruto effect of or I would say the anime club effect, where you have that annoying ass anime club in high school, and they won't shut the fuck up about one certain anime, and then you never watch it.
All right, so can I tell you a little story about Fruits Basket?
Were you the girl in high school that wouldn't shut up about it?
Yes, and more. And more. Wait, there's more. All right, so I don't know. You guys might not know this, but Fruits Basket is the anime that made me want to do my first review. My first anime review was Fruits Basket.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Back in 2010, before I made my new channel. I did it on my old channel, X Disturbed Jeans, that is still up with no videos on it. That was where I started. Where
Wait,
I
is
had
the
my
review
shitty. No, I
is the
took it
review
down
still?
because it was so shitty. I made it in like
Fuck.
Windows Movie Maker.
Oh my god!
with
Can I
GIF
tell you, like,
images.
We've had this
it was so
conversation
bad.
before.
Yes,
We've
you
had
did.
it
That
because
was your first review.
my
Yep.
first review was on Movies Maker 2.
Yup, so mine was Fruits Basket, and it was up for about a couple weeks, and I knew it sucked, so I took it down, but
I'm upset
I'm
because
bringing it back. I'm bringing it back. I'm revamping it. I'm remastering it. I'm already in the process of it.
I'm
have
upset. I
to.
want to see the original. I was trying to fucking download that shit as we're having this
I
conversation.
wish I could find my old
I'm
videos. I
sad.
deleted them all.
Listen, like that, like, the thing is, there's so much I want to say, but, like, I love that I'm in this exact segment of the show because it's relatable to another show, because I started watching anime that was in the romance genre. So I watched Clanad, and that was like really what made me fall in love with anime. And then I watched Fruits Basket right after, and that's when I was like, I need to fucking talk to somebody about anime. Like, I need to get this out of me. Like, I can't hold this in anymore because, like, I didn't have anybody to talk to.
Gene,
so
do you
then
remember?
that's where I outbursted, and that's where Anime Appraisal was created.
Gene, do you remember where the original joke was back in the day, where I never watched past episode 8 of Clanad?
I think I recall that, and I think I told you that you need to watch it.
I still have never
told you
watched
multiple times.
past episode 8 of Clanad.
There's so
I
many
am
things that
6
I
years
haven't
strong.
watched. No, listen. There's a lot of things that I haven't watched that would flip you guys out, but I'm saving it. I'm saving it
Can't
for
wait.
something.
Let's do it. It's like, yo, is the conversation dying? Fucking truth bomb. Here we go.
I don't know when I'll let it out, but I know it'll freak a lot of people out. But Clanad ripped my heart out with its cuteness.
Speaking of which, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
We talked about this with last week with D at the very end of it. We brought up Fuka. I see that you did the anime appraisal of Fuka. Is that the show or the manga?
I reviewed the anime series.
Okay, have you read the manga?
No, I have not, but
I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
So, Lou, got anything to say to Gene?
I don't need to see it. I just don't need to read it. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god, you
So
fucking
it's good that
D
you're
thought the
changing
same
the
thing.
subject.
D thought the
Yeah.
same thing. All right, let's do it. My dog's barking. Why are they barking? Anyways, go ahead, Lou, do your thing.
So, Gene, since we're talking about romance anime,
Yep.
you kind of alluded to having feels for Fruits Basket.
Yep.
What about Fruits Basket did you enjoy? Like, was it how relationships are presented in romance anime, or is it more the like, are there other external factors outside of the relationships?
It was.
Because
I think it was the external factors outside of the relationship. Because in Fruits Basket, which I don't know, Lou, it might be a little hard for you to understand because you haven't seen Fruits Basket, but she never really had a relationship in Fruits Basket. It was like a reverse harem, maybe slightly, if you could see it like that. But it was the other factors that brought it together. Like, she was a girl that basically was like homeless and alone, and they took her in as a family and trusted her with this deep secret, and you just follow like the cute adventures of what happened there. But the new Fruits Basket is going to be so much greater because it's going to follow the manga 100%. So even though the first Fruits Basket with the anime adaptation was done really well up until the end, I'm really excited for the new one coming out. But I'm excited because I want to see if it's going to be more than just like the other elements of the show that really, made my heart do that Doki Doki.
So I'm wondering, kind of like how they remade Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I'm wondering if this new version will work as a substitute for the original, because I think that's a concern that a lot of people have when remakes happen.
I hope so. I just want to say, like, I really hope so.
What were some of the problems in the original?
Man, this is such, I love this already. This is so much fun. See, with the original, what they did was, after a certain point, they caught up with the manga, so they made up their own ending, which just, like, always ends up in disaster.
Shout out to Soul Eater. Shout out to fucking
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
But with Fruits Basket, it was just, like, I don't know. It was like a dud. Like, it left so many open things up for questioning, and I just didn't like how it really ended. I mean, a lot of anime do that to us, but Fruits Basket is just one of them. So I'm hoping that it will be a better substitute, because they're gonna keep the artwork the same. I hope they keep everything cohesive to the first one, and I hope they really just stay to the manga with the later parts of the series. So I do hope that happens, because it would be great if they could do it as a substitute, like, because then you can watch it, and then I would be like, yo, Lou, you could just watch the new one. It's fine.
No, exactly.
Like, I would love to be able to say that.
How long is the original? Because, like,
I think
old
it was 25
anime
episodes. 25? Yeah, I think
really,
it was
I could have
episodes.
sworn it was longer than that. Like, I think that's why
It sounds like one of those shows that would be longer than that, I think. Because it's been around for so long.
Or maybe I'm thinking Mason Ikoku. I know Mason Ikoku is pretty long. Hold on, let me double check that.
Yeah, 26 episodes. 26 episodes, yeah.
Opposed to Clannad, which was a lot longer. I mean, 25 episodes is decent, but
yeah, no, that's totally doable. Shit, I don't know why I haven't done that.
Can me and Jean nerd out about a show that I seen that she reviewed that I absolutely fucking adored about 2 years ago?
Go ahead.
If you want to. Go ahead.
Diary of an MMO Junkie.
Oh my god.
That is such
that's one
a
of my,
fucking
like, more
good
recent ones.
Romance shows in the past couple of years.
Yeah, I would say so, because I feel like, for me, romance has shifted in a lot of ways. I don't know if it's just age, like, to the point where, okay, now I'm married, so it's not like I can dream about the one, or not like anime can help me daydream about the one, because I have the one. So my requirements for romance has changed, and Diary of an MMO Junkie did help me with that. It did satisfy my romance urges, as you could say, now that they've changed in a certain way. I really did enjoy that anime series a lot. Like, a lot.
It was really
so
fun.
Cute.
There were problems with, I think, that I can forgive with, like, I guess I would say coincidences or things that, like, was too good to be true.
I mean, it was too good to be true, but I needed that.
It was like everything.
I expected that. I needed that.
Everything
so
played
okay
into each other way too much. It was like of
course,
they gamed together and they lived in the same town. And then there's a bunch of other spoilerific things that just coincidentally happened for the fuck all reason of it.
Yes.
But it was really sweet to watch regardless.
Right. I mean, also it was only 12 episodes, so
yeah.
Whenever I see the length of a series, I
11 episodes and a weird dumbass OVA.
Yeah. Right. You're right. But it's still, like, when I see that, I kind of know not to expect top-tier quality.
That's fair. Did you watch any of the big romance movies that came out in the past few years that are being talked about?
No.
Like, say,
like Your Name
and
no.
Silent Voice. Here's the thing, though.
I think I have a Silent Voice, but I haven't watched it yet.
The thing with that is, I don't know if I'm leading too fast into our topics. I'll save it for later. Remind me of that. Anyways, so other romance animes, Lou, that you adore?
I do have Your Name.
Right.
It's just sitting on my shelf.
You should probably watch it. It's pretty good. So I like a few different anime that have romance, but a lot of the romance that I enjoy is more subtextual than anything. So things kind of like romantic tension that exists between characters in shows that are explicitly not romance, like Sakamichi no Appalling is a show where there's a lot of romantic tension between the two main characters, but it's not explicitly a romance anime.
Right.
Which
That's
kind
like
of leads
Fruits
into
Basket.
like it's something that we're going to talk a little bit more about later. In other words, romance in animes that are not romance anime. Because romance as a plot point, I think when there's too much attention drawn to it is when I'm less interested in it.
Right.
Because I feel like I don't know, I can't relate to characters that are solely focused on romance. Like I want characters to be multidimensional. Yeah. And that's where I have problem with romance as a genre. So like you mentioned really liking Clannad, right?
Yes.
And the romance in Clannad is not what I watched the show for. Like I'm not really huge into Clannad. What I enjoyed from it was in the first part.
The humor, probably.
The humor, yeah, exactly. And in the second part, it was just a very heavy atmosphere in terms of its tone.
Yeah, I think the whole show's a masterpiece.
I think you were in it or out of it at that point. Like, you were either going to like After Story or hate After Story. I think, for me, it's just, I got what I want. Like, I watched the dream come true, you know? Like, everybody wanted them to be together, and then it came true, and it was, like, just the happy story that you, well, just a story that, like, you wanted.
I love that you backtrack so fast.
Yes, I don't want to spoil anything, but
well, nothing terrible happens in After Story. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's just a happy ending.
Everything's hunky dory. Everything's perfectly fine.
That's why I stopped at episode 8. I'm like, the marriage happened and everybody's happy.
No, I mean, I think once you get to After Story, you either like it or you hate it. But see, romance for me, if it's not the element, like the outsourced element in the show, like what you want to get into later, then I think shows that I really enjoyed the romance most out of. There was a recent one it was literally called My Love Story, which I thought was pretty cute because it was about this.
I fucking love that show.
Yeah, I really liked that show, but that's
so
a recent
feel-good
one
and pure.
Like, I'm trying to think of the shows that I've watched in the beginning when I first started watching anime, because romance was like my segment into it. So I really liked Nana, and I liked White Album.
I fucking love Nana.
Yeah, Nana and White Album, because they both kind of took place in like a college setting. Like they were older than high school. So it felt more realistic, and there was more of like a story to it true. Also.
Because I loved Golden Time.
Like Nana was based around music, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ironically enough,
Golden
Time,
element.
Which had the character from, well, they rumored it, the character from Nana in there.
Right.
But Golden Time was set in college.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that
see.
Too.
What other?
That one I did see as well.
Like, I like when the relationships extend beyond the confession. Like, that for me is, for a romance anime to be good, they can't just confess
actually need to use the
and
romance.
Leave it there.
Yeah.
And, or you know, not just a confession and then they act like dorks and that haven't confessed
like Kimi
yet.
ni Todoke. That's what Kimi ni Todoke was to me. It was like the biggest blue ball for me ever, because it was just like 25 episodes of, oh my god, does he like me? No, he doesn't like me. Oh my god, he likes me. No, he doesn't like me. And then the ending is, oh, will you go out with me? Yay! And it's over. There's nothing.
Which, one of my favorites.
The whole thing was about the confession. The build-up was the confession. I hate that.
One of my favorites right now is Love is War. And it has that, it uses
Kaguya-sama.
that, and it uses that dynamic of like, he likes me or I like him aspect to it, but they use it as like the main focus of the show because they do it interestingly enough to where it's not like just waiting for a confession. That's the whole plot of the show.
Right, like if it has comedy attached to it, you have something else attached to it.
It's the death note of romance anime.
It really is.
It's fucking great.
Have you watched it?
It's really good.
Gene?
No.
You should watch it. You should watch the episode
you really
2.
Should.
Okay.
Chunibyo.
Thanks for the recommendation.
Chunibyo was the same way for the first season, but after like a little, but the satisfying ending I got to that first season, it wasn't like just the build up, but it was done. It was the
Yeah.
build up and then the after effects of that build up and the relationship. It was like that's why I love Shunibyo so much.
Because in the second season,
It's
they
a
were
shame.
dating.
It's a shame there was never a second season, because if there was, it would fucking ruin the show. Just like with Psycho Pass.
I don't know, man.
Season 2 of Chunibyo. I hate that shit. That was a pink-haired girl that comes and fucks everything up.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I think
I was pretty
started
okay
the
with it.
second season.
I was not a fan.
I was like, they'll make it through it. I consider it just a giant big OVA. But there's a movie coming out. So it's going to be nice. Chunibyo movie's coming out this year. It's going to be fucking great.
Yeah, I don't know. My
favorite
interest has just changed so much over time.
My favorite romance anime, since like I'm not really into the genre, the one I will say that I really enjoy is Karakano, which we've brought up on the show before. And I refuse to show image of this show because the last time it got us blocked in 276 countries.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Ooh.
Never doing a review
For the
of
people that
I
are
think I've
watching,
seen Karekano. Yes,
You mean
I
the
have.
His and Her Circumstances,
His and Her
right?
Circumstances.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that show to
hasn't
death.
seen that?
So good.
It's so fucking good. I love Gynax shows. Mm-hmm. Well, Gynax
When
up
Gynax
until
doesn't do a Gynax-esque
Penny and something.
thing,
Yeah.
they step out of the face.
Oh, this brings me back.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. They were so much better back then.
We're not even going to talk about anything above 2012.
Yeah.
Except for a show that came out in... Actually, no, 2012. Sakuraso was a great one for me. Have y'all watched Pet Girl of Sakuraso?
Yeah, I like that show.
Oh, it's looking good. That was a good delivery, too. Because it was the same build-up that we complain about, but they do it better, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
yeah,
then
like if
there's-
they add an element to it, it's great.
Yeah, it's not just like let's say I'm trying to think of an example of like just a build up and then they leave off on it.
Kimi ni Todoke.
We need to look at it.
Yeah, honestly,
That
yeah.
was a perfect one.
Toradora was
Tor-
one, but
Like
I love
Toradora was one where they
Yeah.
kind of delivered on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they delivered on that because you felt it throughout the show, where it
You know
wasn't
what's-
really the main focus.
You know what's an example of a romance anime that doesn't do that shit, and you kind of see the whole totality of their relationship, and you get a what some may consider a satisfying conclusion. Fucking School Days.
You see,
Yes,
I
very
knew it.
satisfying.
I knew it. I knew that fucking show would get brought up into this podcast, but I wasn't going to be the one.
Bitch, I was
not?
waiting for the right time.
I was about to pull that trigger like maybe 20 minutes ago.
It worked for me. I just
So-
don't know why.
So, Gene, you are
Notorious.
for liking that show.
Yes,
Now,
I am.
here's my question: have you rewatched it since the last time you podcasted about it?
No. I
Here's
haven't.
my thing, though.
I'm scared too.
Here's my
I
thing.
don't think I can.
You
Yeah.
might be in the right because, like we've said, romance and anime and YouTube has changed throughout the past few years. You might be in the greatest setting to rewatch School Days, announce you think it's actually pretty fucking good, and you'll have a following for it.
Why?
Or-
Because it's already out there now.
I don't know. I think
Or
people's moods
if-
have just changed and people's tastes have changed, and people are going to look back at it and go, "No, it's pretty good. Don't worry about it."
I think
Or-
I have made more people come out about liking School Days more than they wanted to.
I mean, you got Jimmy to admit it.
One guilty pleasure at a time. Gene saves
Score.
anime fans.
Score! Love it.
Conversely, you could always just rewatch it, and let's say you don't like it. you can
Yeah,
just-
see, that's what I'm
just-
scared of, though. I don't want to lose that.
You don't
that
want to lose
idea.
being the School Days person
You know,
that enjoys the
maybe-
fucking show.
I don't want
Maybe
to
I
turn in my
will.
title.
because the reason why I liked this so much was because I watched Tristan's review and he hated it so much.
Oh boy. Oh, that ending. Wow. Like, that felt good. Still not worth the watch the entire series, but like, wow. Like And then she... Oh, that felt good. Right. School days. The worst anime ever.
I kind of already knew what to expect, and I was like, oh, they're actually having sex. Like, that's the most you actually get out of, like, anime, period.
An anime
oh,
at that
I like
time, yeah.
this. Like, they actually do what teenagers kind of do. They just exaggerated it a lot more.
Isn't there another show that does the whole teenagers having sex? Scum's Wish. There we go. That's what it was fucking called. I have not seen Scum's Wish, but I have heard pretty decent things about it. Have either of you seen Scum's Wish?
No.
It's on Amazon Prime, and it's on my queue, and it's been sitting there for years. But I need to get around to fucking watching that show.
Mm-hmm. Man, I love it because I Googled the Scum's Wish, and all I see are just people in bed in the images. That's all they show.
You know what show has you know what show is really great because they have that romance friction, but they don't really use it as the main plot, but you know it's there.
What?
Full Metal Panic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
which I still haven't started the new season
one?
yet.
Me
I'm
neither,
just
don't
so
worry.
scared. Like, I want to rewatch everything first.
Didn't
I'm just not ready for it.
Didn't season 3 get done by Zebek? I can't imagine going from KyoAni to Zebek and like being happy at all with anything that's
being
made.
satisfied with it, yeah.
I don't know. I was all right with it, and then Fumofu was just like a whole just spin-off period. So I don't know. To get back into it with the new season, it's kind of exciting.
Like
it didn't really bother me.
I've never seen the second raid, so like I have it, I just haven't seen it yet. Like I enjoyed the first season of Full Metal Panic, and Fumofu is pretty good. And I've seen Amagi Brilliant Park, which is a pretty decent spinoff to it.
I mean,
right?
We've talked about is it?
I didn't know that.
Bunta-kun is in it. Like it occurs. It's written by the same person.
Oh, look at that.
So I would imagine either it happens in the same universe or it's a spinoff.
Wait.
But there is some overlap.
How come I've never fucking noticed that?
Well, I only watched like one episode of Amagi Brilliant Park.
Well,
so.
I'm watching Amagi Brilliant Park at this point. It has a red-haired waifu, and she looks great.
Yes, it does have some decent waifus.
Is she
to
best
all
girl?
the redheads out there.
Lou, is she best girl?
Maybe.
Oh. Okay.
I need to rewatch the show.
Speaking of one of the best romance comedies, or just romance in general out there right now, a show called Domestic Girlfriend.
Sure, Dakota.
It's so good. The manga is
You
brilliant.
seem to like a lot of romance anime, actually, Dakota.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite genres. Also, totally kidding about Domestic Girlfriend, by the way, but it's one of my favorite genres actually. Like I like a lot of the action. I like a lot of I don't know. I think that I always turn back to romance anime as like my favorite go-to shit.
Like you can always fall back to it.
Yeah, if
Dakota,
I see
you should watch Recently My Sister is Unusual. Since we're talking about like high tier romance anime. I'm kidding. Don't watch that.
I'm googling it right
you can
now.
watch any type.
It's about a ghost that possesses a girl and then makes the girl try to fuck her brother. Like that's the whole premise of the show.
That sounds like some drama.
I've seen 3 episodes of this.
It's trash.
It has a chastity belt.
You've seen 3 episodes of it? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a chastity belt. That's all it is. And she has to like do the mission to be able to unhook it so she could do regular things like go to the bathroom, and it's fucking weird. But I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've experienced this before. It's fucking weird. So, what was I saying before? Something about romance.
I think
my favorite is romance.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always an easy. Like if I like a trashy, not even trashy, an average romance show throughout the season, I'll watch it.
Cool.
Like your spit girl.
Man, Mysterious Girlfriend X. Say
No,
what?
So ew.
Good. It's
I
so
mean,
good.
at
Gross.
At least we know that she's not afraid of lubricating properly.
That's
Oh my
fair. My
Guys,
only problem.
I think we should
My only problem with Mysterious Girlfriend X is when they do the actual transition of the exchange. because I'm thinking, I'm like, what if you have like spicy tuna like 5 minutes before that? That's all you're gonna taste. I don't know.
Now you just ruined that show for me, Dakota.
I made it better for you, actually.
I don't want to know.
It's so good. It's so good. Why do you and everybody else and Sydney fucking hate me for it? I think that Utabe is probably the best waifu out there for me.
I think me liking School Days is cooler than you liking Mysterious.
But I can ride
X.
trends, so let me have this.
Okay, go ahead. Write it out.
So I think we should transition away from like romance specific anime and start talking maybe a little about romance as it's used in other anime.
Oh, like Full Metal Panic.
So like Full Metal Panic or stuff like fucking Naruto.
I've heard people
every fucking show ever. You know,
honestly,
so many,
honestly,
right.
yeah. And some are heavier than others. I've actually heard people argue that it's true to an extent that a silent voice isn't a romance anime or a romance movie. It's basically just more character interactions and this girl's, disability. And it focuses more on that, and it just throws in the romance on the side.
Well, I mean, but it's still in the anime. Like, I feel like you are gonna find a lot of romance in anime, and they do have that there, either just as a subplot point to keep you going along in the story, or it's gonna have it to help bring out the character development, to help bring out the personality in the characters. Like, a good example for me is Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad. Great fucking series. Like, having that little first love chemistry between two of the characters, which I don't really want to spoil if you haven't seen it. You know it's there, like, you know the romance is there, which is making it that much better because you know that they're growing together in this journey and they're, like, falling in love while this journey is going on. It just brings the story together so much more, and I love that. So it is in a lot of shows, so it could either just be like a stupid subplot that doesn't mean much, or it could be used in like a harem aspect, or it could be used in a great aspect. Like,
Gene, I have a question about Beck for you.
Okay.
Do you enjoy it watching it subbed or dubbed?
when I watched it, I've only watched it once. I actually want to rewatch it, but I watched it dubbed.
Okay.
I think I tried to watch it subbed, and I couldn't because I feel like once I start one way, I have to like continue that way, if that makes sense.
I feel the
Yeah,
same way.
What about you though? Was it subs or dubs?
No, it was dubbed for me, and then one day I
Okay.
was curious, and I'm like, let me go ahead and listen.
Oh my
to
god,
this
we
shit.
did the same
And
thing.
it's the English
Yeah.
is so fucking
Yeah.
quality in that.
Yes.
I was blown away.
Oh my god.
And there's a live action movie too.
Can I tell
And-
you? Oh my god. Maybe I'll give you the footage for this so you can show it. About a month ago. So I've had all my, like I said, like I've been, I haven't really been around in the anime realm, as we talked earlier. And I had all my anime stuff in the trunk of my car in like storage bins. So I finally brought them in recently. And I had my Beck Mongolian Chop Squad collection case. And it's...
Oh, the amp?
Yeah, I have the amp. I swear to you, I was having trouble opening it, and my husband actually recorded me struggling to open it because I couldn't open it up after, like, it being stored away for years. Like, maybe insert clip here. Come on. I really don't remember how it opens. Oh, give me a sign. Like, I know this opens up. Come on. Beck is inside. Yes. So it's out there. I'll give you my gene fails. They still happen.
Gene fail, man. That's
That's a throwback.
shout out
Holy
to
shit.
Podtaku. We just stole your shit. You can't do nothing.
Well, you already had Holden in one episode.
That's
So
fair.
there's
You know
one
what? What
thing.
I'm gonna do is we're gonna assemble all the old podcast members, and then I'm just gonna overlap your audio regardless of context of the episode, and I'm just gonna let it run. And I'm gonna be like, there it is. It's Podtaku.
So it's
Make
like
a little montage.
a secret abridged episode.
Other romance or other shows that have romance aspects to it.
Oh, I have one, and it's in my top 5. Motherfucking Mahojin Guru Guru.
Oh shit!
All right, Magical Circle Guru Guru. The love that is in, or the way romance is projected in that anime is fucking amazing and mind blowing, because it's not heavy handed with how it presents its the love, and the characters are very transparent. At least the main girl is very transparent about her feelings. You know, she's very vocal about loving the hero, but she's also embarrassed about confessing to the hero. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that in their interactions, like, this is a first episode thing that happens. So you know how in most fantasy stories, there's the old sagely character that's explaining the exposition of everything to the main characters, and like they're usually like engaged or something like that. Well, that's not what happens in Guru Guru. What happens in Guru Guru is, while this old person is trying to tell them everything they need to know to have their journey be successful, you see the two kids just kind of like looking longingly at each other and like just not focusing on what's being told to them. So it's a lot of show don't tell in that show. And
I like that, the tension.
It is such a cute show. And the thing is, it's designed like a kid show, because it is, but it's a very mature understanding of how romance really is.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that. It sounds good.
It's very cutesy. And like, it looks old, but it's great. It's all-time top 5 for me.
I will give a shout out to one of my favorite romance animes of, I want to say it was back in 2014, 15?
Is it The Boss Baby, Dakota?
It is not The Boss Baby. The Boss Baby was made in 2016, one of the best American classics to ever outdo an anime film. No. Kawaii Complex.
Kawaii Complex was pretty great.
I really love Kawaii Complex. I'm not sure why. It was so cute. It had a little romance onto it. It never finished.
Well, see, that's the thing. It was done by Brainspace, and then all the talent from Brainspace ended up leaving Brainspace, and they ended up forming Studio Shuka, which is the studio that did Durarara, like the additional seasons of Durarara.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing maybe that has something to do with it.
Probably,
because
yeah.
if you look at everything else that Brainspace has done after that huge departure, I think like Endride is one of the shows that they did.
Yeah.
Which is not good. So
shout out to, speaking of love stuff, also Yosuga no Sora. There's a pretty good romance for you kids to watch.
No.
There you go.
It's also uncensored on Crunchyroll, by the way.
The bitch got fucked cancer out of her. It's fucking great. She had cancer. She had sex with her brother, and then she had no more cancer. So I don't know. Y'all might be onto something.
Everyone fucks in Yosuga no Sora, and it's
no. I was gonna bring up the fact that Gene actually introduced me to one of my first yaois, which is a romance, which is Love Stage. So Love Stage,
very nice.
It was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun watching it. I can't part it. It was a fun little yaoi.
Yeah, but like, see, the thing is, like, yaoi, I don't know. Is that considered romance anime?
Yes.
Like, it is considered romance anime as opposed to just having romance in anime, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, but it's in its own. At the same time, I guess it's in its own category. But you know, we didn't really discuss that before. But I guess you could consider like yaoi and yuri part of romance.
Yeah, like look at
which I enjoyed a lot too. But at the same time, I think now that like we've gone through this podcast a bit more, I think I've noticed that I do enjoy romance anime, but I really think I enjoy romance in anime a lot more. Like another example besides like Full Metal Panic and Beck is Steins Gate.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, like slap in the face.
Don't even get me started on my emotional journey through learning that Korisu is the best girl in the fucking world.
Listen, you're a hoe, Dakota, because first it's Saliva Girl. Then it's like redhead girl, random redhead girl.
Look.
Now it's fucking Kurisu.
Look now. Time out. Let me just explain that Urube will always have a special place in my heart.
Okay.
And
Dakota and Urube are in a polyamorous relationship.
She's dead. I'm sorry, I can't do it. The manga ended abruptly. The manga, the anime ended. Everything's gone. I have nothing left but to look forward to maybe a potential another Steins Gate remake or season. It's not a spinoff.
I'm just saying, like, having that in that series was great as well. Like, it's just a great addition. It adds such a great addition to any series as a whole when it's just romance added in the anime.
You're right, yeah.
As opposed to just because you know what to expect when you're going into a romance.
I think
anime.
it's just it's a double like satisfaction because you get a satisfaction from the actual story, and then you get a satisfaction again when it comes to the romance. Like there's a manga I read called Biscuit Hammer.
Oh fuck yeah, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
Oh my god, such a good fucking manga, so much fun.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever done that for Manga Pod yet?
Yeah, we actually had Best Guy Ever on for that one.
Best Guy Ever.
But like if
okay, all right, that's fine.
But if we ever do it, if we ever do it again, if we ever do it again, you can always come on.
Yeah, okay, you got to have him first. But if he turns it down, I'm first game. Let's see. Yeah, I can't beat that. Biscuit Hammer was such a good fucking manga. It was about the premise was there was like a giant hammer in space called the Biscuit Hammer. And my first thought was, I'm invested. You have my attention. What are we doing here? But the main focus of it was trying to defeat these dolls that ranked up every time you beat them, and they got stronger up to 13, I think. And it was a team of like these random people that had these powers to try and defeat the Biscuit Hammer. But there's also this romance building on the side, and it was really fun to watch this progression of like trying to defeat the Biscuit Hammer, getting stronger, but also this romance going. So by the end of it, everything was satisfied. It was great. It was wonderful, and I think that's the effect of and the stronger suit of shows that have romance in it is because it has a bigger payoff. It has more payoffs in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can be like Bleach and then have Ichigo end up with spoilers for the ending of the Bleach manga. End up with Orihime instead of Rukia.
I don't know, man. Rukia's best girl. In me, the whole premise of Bleach is that this guy is taken from his normal life into this fucking cool ass Soul Society world. Why not have him fall in love with the fucking person that brought him into that world and not just backtrack to your fucking own? I'm pissed off about that shit. I'm sorry.
You can yell at Titty Kubo.
Titty Kubo. I also love bitching about Bleach because the Bleach fanboys are so easy to fucking trigger. No offense.
Pew pew. Yeah. Pew pew.
Pew
Shots
pew.
fired.
Another show that I think is a beautiful, beautiful show by itself without the romance into it, but it has romance aspects to it, is a magical girl called Princess Tutu. Fucking great show.
Yeah.
Oh my god, but that was all about her motivation to want to be with someone. Kat, man, can you please? Like, I'm trying to talk about a magical girl anime here, and you're just fucking me up. What's the cat's name?
I have 4 of them. I don't know which cat it is. That's why I wanted to record before the husband came home, because they love my husband.
I just
they
got
yell
like
for him all the time.
No, I'm kidding. I love cats, but Princess Tutu is a solid show that has a lot of romance aspects to it. The whole motivation technically is her romance and her love, but it never focuses on that all the way through.
Yeah, I'm so glad I did this with you guys, because like I never really thought about it this way, but I guess I enjoy romance elements a lot more in shows that aren't, listed as romance.
Focused on them, yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the shows that I think about,
you kind of like know what you're going into.
A lot of the shows,
and I did want to cycle back to one thing that Gene mentioned, because you mentioned Yuri and Yaoi.
Yeah.
And I think the important distinction, because they are shows that have romance in them, but a lot of the time they're designed to pander to an audience as opposed to like really
That's true.
build a relationship. I think
Right.
I haven't seen Love Stage, but I've heard that's a critique of it.
Yeah.
Conversely,
it really is.
I've heard
it's a
Bloomin'.
big pandering to a certain fan base.
Yeah.
Conversely, I've heard that Bloom Into You doesn't have that problem. Where
Exactly.
it feels like a actual relationship that isn't really trying to pander to anyone.
Like if I was going to give somebody a Yuri to watch for the romance, I would give them Bloom Into You.
Citrus.
And I wouldn't give them Citrus. That was my literal example. Gene.
Oops.
Gene. Gene.
I'm shutting up.
No. What you so you've seen Citrus?
Yes.
Okay. And you would consider that to be a good romance, Yuri?
Well, I mean, again, it did cut off, so I don't really know what's gonna happen next, but it could be where they start different relationships where it's not just focused on one relationship. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know what goes beyond the anime. So for me, it was like,
manga's pretty fucking
I don't know.
good.
It wasn't satisfying, but I guess I saw it as a romance more than a Yuri because it did focus on one relationship mainly for the most part. But I didn't read the manga, so it could be like Love Stage, where it just cycles through.
I would say, honestly,
fan
it's
base.
reversed, where I think the manga favors to the romance side of things, and the anime favors to the, I guess, catering.
Yeah, but there was only like 1 or 2 episodes, which I guess when you look at the large scale of there being like, 12 episodes, sure, you're right, that did take a chunk of the story out where it had to focus on other stupid love interests, which then for me made it like unenjoyable because nothing felt real. Like, nothing felt real in that show, period. But, oh, that's for another day.
Also,
complaining about Citrus.
That's fair, yeah. The next quick shout out I want to give out to is the romance shorts of the seasons. They're always so good to me. I think that what was it? Marshmallow Man had a romance aspect to it.
Oh, that's the one where that was the guy that
the big guy who just loved
the chubby
marshmallows.
guy, yeah.
And then the girl was like, I
girl would
really
feed
like
him.
this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was pretty
Love is a
cute.
Cocktail, which we mentioned
one
before.
was great.
I love that one. And then I Can't Understand What My Husband's Saying was also a good one. Do y'all remember that one?
I mean, yeah, I remember
So
that.
short-
Like, I think short form anime kind of lends itself to that because, well, especially since all of these are kind of centered on comedy, where like the relationship is the framework for the joke to be told, and it gives a very like relatable setting. You know, like when you have characters that are in a relationship that will crack jokes on each other, but it's still like heartwarming. So yeah, like I totally get why you would like those shorts.
Just give a quick shout
I
out.
honestly haven't seen any that I have had any serious problems with.
Believe it or not, when I was like mainly fixated on romance anime, if I didn't get my romance fix from anime, which I kind of didn't, I actually didn't retort to the shorts at all. I found it in K-dramas and J-dramas if I didn't get like the fix that I needed out of a show.
I
would
never got
retort
on
to them instead.
the K-drama or J-drama
Yeah,
hype
me
train.
either.
I never got, like, I know that was a big thing. Everybody started watching them at once. I never could get into it.
Maybe you can have me on a different podcast where
Where I actually
I
sit
can make
down
some
and watch.
recommendations
And
and,
then, yeah.
we can maybe discuss it if you want to try it out instead of
Fun fact: my sister sat my dad down and made him watch a bunch of K-dramas.
I'm so
now
sorry.
my dad, who is in his mid-60s, has seen way more of them than I have.
Oh my god.
I am so sorry.
That's great. I would love to have a chat with your dad. Have him on your podcast.
Oh my
next
God, that's
time.
hilarious.
If you want to do a K-drama podcast, have your dad on.
Jesus Christ.
Or we'll talk about romantic K-drama.
So I think it's about that time that we move on to our legacy segment, the Waifu Hall of Fame. For those of you that may be uninitiated, the Waifu Hall of Fame is just some time that we take out from every show to give a special word of thanks to those underappreciated waifus that are in our lives. So if you guys don't mind, I would like to go first.
I absolutely mind. I'm kidding.
Okay,
Let's
then
go.
by all
No,
means,
I'm
Dakota.
fucking
No.
kidding. Please go.
All right, so my waifu, my nomination for the Waifu Hall of Fame is the Hallmark Greeting Card Company, because it says all those kind words of love. They come up with all these great cards, so I don't have to. So thank you, Hallmark, for being the best girl that makes it easier to have romance in my real offline life.
All right.
Gene, I want to hear yours.
Yeah, Hallmark.
I know you're not ready, so I'm going to listen to yours.
So you want? Okay, so I guess I want to give a shout out to Adam and Eve, because without them, love wouldn't exist.
Wait, are you talking about like the biblical characters or
I
like
guess
the
so,
sex
yeah.
toy or the sex toy company? Because I feel like either or works.
Actually,
What's the difference?
What is the difference? Adam and Eve created it.
Oh, man.
In more ways than one.
Adam gave Eve a bone.
Hey,
No.
That's the joke.
Hey,
They also
Shout out
got
to both aspects.
biblical humor. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
We are advancing.
Or
we are
was it?
evolving.
Next thing you know, we're gonna go to
Dun, dun, dun.
Mongolian rulings of the 1200s jokes, and we're gonna be above all of your heads.
What's your shout out, Dakota?
My shout out is from 6 years ago. The number one waifu, the Podtaku episode 5 Christmas special with Arcada, Giga, Jean, and the Ho Ho Holden, where Jean announced that she loves Podtaku. That 39-minute and 36-second podcast is up there, and it was able to help us distinguish and set the foundation for this podcast today, where we wonder if Gene liking school days is not that bad now. I don't know.
I think it's the norm. It has become the norm.
I feel like if you just came out and just said, yo, school days, a lot of these newbie anime fans would go to it and be like, yeah, that's pretty fucking good, school days. So I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. This is a social experiment. We're gonna make you're gonna make a video.
In the comments below, let us know if you like school
Or if you
days.
ever watched School Days.
Yes.
Also, what romance anime did we miss out on? Because like there's so much of it.
There's so much.
And it's kind of
I'm
hard
still
Let me
like to
scrolling
parse
clarify,
through
like,
all of it.
which good romance anime that actually delivers its job as a romance
And comment
anime,
below
as
for
I
me.
opposed
mean,
to-
Gene, we mentioned school days. I mean, what
Yeah.
else do you want from them?
You know, to be honest, I guess that's all I really need.
You know which anime DVD I found that I totally forgot I had? The fucking...
The one that I bought
The
you?
Ava Platinum, yeah. Totally...
Wait, how the fuck do you forget you own that?
Because it was...
I just remember your eyes lit up when I was like, I'll buy that for you.
I was like-
You were like, really? Will you? Like imagine in the anime where like the eyes glisten. That was Dakota.
Yo, so like Lou, we go to this. It used to be a place called Hastings. It's now a place called
That's like a thing they have out west, which I guess they
It's
don't
under
have
a new name
anymore.
now. I think I forgot what the name of it. Anyways, don't matter. Hastings had this.
It's like the Barnes of Noble.
So people would sell like old DVDs and Blu-rays to them to resell, and people they wouldn't know how to price shit. So I found so much good shit there that I could just buy and put on my shelf that was like rare. So they had a copy of the Platinum DVD for Evangelion when we were looking over there, and they had it was for $40.
That's unfair. I'm fucking mad now.
Absolutely.
God fucking damn
Dakota
it.
was just like, oh, I want this so bad, and he's just like staring at it, and it's like just in his hands, resting his hands as he's staring at it, and I'm just like,
It's like the Wayne's
I'll
World
get it for
guitar.
you. Yeah,
Oh my god, that was great.
you're just like, really?
Oh my god, that was
you
a good
buy
time.
this for me? I was like,
Dakota,
yeah,
if you
sure.
ever decide to resell it, you know, hit me up.
I should
buy
have
that shit
signed
over you.
it after I bought it for you.
The room-
You'd be
so-
like, oh my god, that girl from Anime Appraisal, she bought this for me.
Yeah, there was I sold it to you for $400, Lou.
God damn it, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. See, here's the thing with
That's
Netflix
a pretty good
going,
profit. Spend nothing, get
when
everything.
Netflix with Netflix picking up what's it called? Ava.
Yeah,
and it's probably going to be on there next
I mean,
month.
they already do have a Blu-ray
Blu-ray.
quality version of Ava Online that I've watched.
Yeah, I mean, but I want to own it though.
Do I want to own it? That's the real question.
I mean, once it comes out, it's going to be a relatively affordable price. You know, it's not going to be $400.
I don't want the man who owns every single thing of Bakemonogatari or the Monogatari series talking to me about prices and wanting to spend what?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said maybe when you offered me a $400 purchase. Shit.
What's the most expensive thing you own, Gene? DVD wise.
I don't. DVD wise,
or Blu-ray, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh God, I don't know. It might be Your Name. That might have been the most expensive so far. I think everything else I got on a pretty good deal. Like nothing more than $30.
I'll cut you a good deal on this Platinum Ava thing I got.
Fuck you. Like, fuck you. If anything, like, you're giving it back for
I'm filing a
half the price
lawsuit
for
so
me.
I can get it back.
No, I get, like, the Gene discount.
The Gene discount. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, honestly.
Yo, shout out to another a beautiful romance show, Lou. Myself, Yourself. One of the greatest
10 out of 10.
Daga
No, it's
Kobo,
absolutely
features out there.
it's the
It
greatest
has
like
comedy,
comedy
it has
romance.
It has some bitch burning in a fucking fire.
Is there a
Yes.
Japanese translation for that show?
What the fuck is the translation for Myself, I think it's just Myself, Yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all I've ever seen it as.
Oh, okay.
Even the Japanese were like, yo, I ain't touching that fucking title.
It was the first show done by Doga Kobo. So, yeah. It's a thing. It's very different from everything else.
It's
they've
pretty
done.
bad.
All right,
Well,
guys.
you guys have enlightened me on some shows to check out, so this has been really fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this.
Oh, yeah. You got to come back, Gene.
All right, I would love to come back. Thank you for having me.
But not before
honestly.
going to Manga Pod and watching Gene show up.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to talk about that for a later date. I definitely will schedule that. I just
Hell
don't
yeah.
know when it will go out. That's the only thing. But
We'll
yeah,
figure
totally
things
down.
out.
Yeah,
We got this. We got this shit.
I'm
All right,
around.
so that's it for this episode of the Anime Hour. You can find us over at youtube.com/the Anime Hour. I'm imagining that this is where you're watching this, but if you happen to be listening to this on some sort of streaming service, because I
Which will never release.
happen to get, bitch, I'm working on it. So yeah, youtube.com/the Anime Hour. My name is Lou from LouTalksAnime. You can find me on Twitter at LouTalksAnime. I also have a YouTube channel, which is at LouTalksAnime, or youtube.com/LouTalksAnime now. And with me today was Dakota from Dakota Broskie TV.
Fuck, Nisekoi and Spice Wolf would be good options. Anyways.
And Gene from Anime Appraisal.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me. And yeah, you could also follow me on Twitter, which is the same. It's Anime Appraisal.
And that's-
Genius Gene.
Genius Gene.
Yes, so genius. That's me.
Fuck. All right, and that's it for us. So we will catch you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Matinee.
Gabatane.
Matinee.
Ba.
I love
Ba. Ba.
back.
Ba.
See you later.
Sayonara. See you later.